Cobbs Creek Reservoir is a large reservoir in Cumberland County, Virginia, that will service the needs of Henrico County for years to come with respect to providing drinking water and recreation for Cumberland County.
The Cobbs Creek project will really be a great addition to the community for the greater Richmond area. It's going to provide water supply for the next 50 to 75 years. But locally here, it's going to be a catalyst to opening new business. There'll be recreation on the lake and new recreational opportunities for the residents in this area.
Back in the 90s and the early 2000s, Henrico looked at, okay, well, what will it look like in the next 50 years? So like development, population growth, all of that. And what would the water needs be? And we found out that we would need additional allocation out of the James River. And in order to obtain that extra allocation, we built this reservoir to help with drought condition mitigation, to help put more flow into the James River so that we could take that water downstream and make drinking water.
We were the first team to investigate the site. The site was just recently logged, lots of tall grasses, heavily forested, and so we were, I want to say, in the middle of nowhere. The types of investigations, it ranged from drilling to geology mapping. It lasted about 2 to 3 months. We drilled probably about 25 holes. My role at Cobbs Creek was a field geologist, and I was responsible for observing the drilling, the testing, and I was also there to log the soil and rock and provide descriptions for the engineers for design.
Some of the foundation components of the main dam consisted of a grout curtain, which is in the deepest portion of the dam, and then we had a slurry wall, which was a full replacement wall consisting of cement and bentonite. And that was excavated and constructed on the abutments above the valley.
The current state of the project is we just topped out the dam. That means we just reached the top elevation of the crest.
The project is about 95% complete.
We're putting in wave protection behind me. Those are articulated concrete blocks.
ACBs, which are articulated concrete blocks, to place on the face of the dam.
And right now behind me, you'll see we're getting ready to set the bridge from the main dam to the intake tower.
They have borrow area restoration that they need to do, and we are still clearing the reservoir. The reservoir will be filled in stages. The first stage will be essentially up to that low-level inlet, the face of the dam, and then it'll go up to the next stage, which I believe was 272, and then there's another stage, I believe, at 330, and then it's filling it to the top.
This project's unique because really the scale of it. At the time, it was the largest project that Schnabel had taken on.
It is the largest civil design and construction project that Henrico County has done. And for a time, it was the largest earth-moving project in the state of Virginia.
It's one of very few pump offline storage projects on the East Coast. It's making use of gravity to transmit water when it is released back to the river so that it's received downstream, about 60 river miles downstream.
So this project is different than most. We actually have 3 separate dams that close a natural bowl. We have the main dam, which is behind us, the perimeter access road dam, which we call the Pard, and then the saddle dam. And all 3 of those connect to the natural ridges to create the closure. We're currently starting the initial fill sequence. So we're filling up to fill stage 1, and we're going to hold it at 14 days and let the water kind of saturate into the dam surface. So what you're seeing now is the first actual fill stage using the pumps and the water from the James River.
It's very exciting to finally see water going into the reservoir. Everybody is very happy to finally have that happen, and we're looking forward to having a full pool.
So we have between 1 and 6 pumps. We have between 25 million gallons a day all the way up to running all 6 at 150 million gallons a day.
The tower is both an intake tower and a discharge tower. So water that's being pumped into the reservoir, water is flowing upstream into the reservoir. When it's being released back through the tower, through the dam conduit into the pipeline that runs about a mile back to the river.
Because the tower had to be filled from the top gate, we had to design for pressures on the inside and the outside. And then, to complicate matters, when the water came out of the tower, you couldn't just have it splash on the face of the dam. So an impact basin was designed on the face of the dam prior to the reservoir filling up high enough to mitigate the impact of the water coming out of the tower. One of the challenges that was encountered with the project was during design, they had an earthquake in Mineral, Virginia, which is not far from the project site. We had to go back and reevaluate the intake tower. It involved adding a lot more reinforcing steel to it. So the problem with that was it created difficulty placing the concrete. So to solve that, when they went to construction, we worked with the contractor to place self-consolidating concrete.
An obstacle we encountered during the Cobbs Creek project was the changing of seismic codes in the middle of the design. It was just after the earthquake that impacted the Washington Monument, and the seismic codes changed. We had to revise the design midstream.
Along with other instrumentation that we're using in the dam, we are using satellite technology to measure settlement that has occurred. Right now we have data for the last 2 years that we can see that it is settling as anticipated. Since filling started last year, we began pumping from the intake tower out to the impact basin when we first started filling into the reservoir. We went up through 2 hold stages so that we can check to see how the piezometers are responding to the water developing through the dam. We're at the full pool now, so what we're doing now is just monitoring the instrumentation, making sure that the seepage is not excessive, that it's anticipated as it would be through the dam, and that seepage flows through the dam are as expected. It took about 9 months to fill it from the James River. The project will be open to the community in the coming years once all the stocking has been completed for fishing.
The Cobbs Creek Reservoir is currently full. The reservoir is full, construction's completed, and it's about to be put into operation.
The naming of the reservoir came about as an honor to the previous county manager, Virgil R. Hazelett, because he had been so instrumental in getting the project started. Henrico chose to work with Schnabel on this project because of its long relationship and long history with the company.
Working with Henrico County was great. They are a very knowledgeable client. They're very experienced with construction in general, and they were just fantastic to work with.
Arcadis and Schnabel, we have been working collaboratively since 2011 as a team. We've been working as one unit to bring this project online. Arcadis designed the intake in the James River, the pump station, and the water conveyance back and forth from the dam and to the dam.
Starting early on with the subsurface exploration, we're able to involve staff from a lot of offices, geologists and geotechnical engineers as we did the drilling and characterization of the site. And then throughout construction, we were able to bring construction personnel to both do inspection work, but also to oversee a lab on site.
The collaboration with our people has been excellent. Well over 100 people were involved in this project. Geologists, scientists, engineers. Our most important people have been our construction people out here to see it through. It's been quite an accomplishment in managing those people to finally create what we have here today.
We would describe Schnabel's client service as top tier, like the highest of the high, because of that personalized experience, that it's always a partnership. Schnabel impressed us with their technical know-how and just the wealth of experience, because a lot of what we encountered in the Cobbs Creek Reservoir project was just unknown to us. We've never built a reservoir before, but we relied on their experience. And much of what we encountered, there was always someone who said, yeah, I know what that is, or I've seen it before, and they were always willing to help solve it for us.
It's just been such a rewarding experience for all of our employees and for Henrico County as well.
The favorite thing about working on this project was that the company had enough faith in me to undertake the observation of this project to ensure it from the bottom to the top.
It's probably the pinnacle of my career. I mean, I've put a lot of my career into it. 13 years of my life has gone into this project. So yes, I'm very proud of it.
Our expectations were met throughout the project by Schnabel in everything that was done, in looking at things critically, looking at things technically, and providing all of that know-how and experience, and brought all of that to bear in helping to complete this massive project.